Hello, welcome to Tony's Bonsai. Today I need to do some work on my field maple group planting. I think it needs some adjustment, so let's get stuck in. I put this group together in the spring. It was a little late. I would have been better a month earlier, but everything survived. I think only one died and I replaced that tree. But overall, I'm really happy with the composition. And this is what this forest planting is all about. I want the idea of the trunks low down. This tree here, I think, is a problem. This is the only tree that forks low down, so it doesn't really fit in with the rest of the trees. For the position of it as well, out here at the front, I think it's a bit thin. So I have got another tree that I'm going to replace this with, but I won't be replacing that until the springtime. This tree's grown really healthily this last year. You can see the roots coming out the bottom of the pot. I think this will be an ideal replacement for this tree. I think it'll fit in there nicely. It curves away. I think it'll work really well. It's a bit thicker, and I can keep this one as a tree in its own right. So I just thought I'd show you what I'm going to be doing, but today I need to lower the height of the overall composition. When I put this together in the spring, I wanted to leave all this height on it, sort of to allow it to grow and do well, and it has done. But thinking about it really, I think these are just a bit too high, and just think it'll look more realistic if the trunks sort of stop here, and then that allows me to add this. I'd like to get them to this kind of height overall in the end, but if I don't cut the trunks down now, it's going to end up this high, and I think that's just too big. So just using my secateurs, I'm just going to do the overall shape and just kind of work it. I mean, this one here, it's a nice tree, but it's just too long. So I can take them down further still if I need to. But I think just for starters, I want to just sort of get this basic shape in. It's not very technical, this. It's almost like topiary as I kind of create that sort of dome shape. I've waited for the leaves to almost all drop before I do this prune, because I wanted all that energy to go back into the trunks and into the root systems. I think that's looking better. It's perhaps not domed enough, so if I can take these side ones down a bit more, which I can. This should help create that look that I'm after, which is the sort of, you know, the copse of trees. I love this kind of work. I don't really like using the word work, because it's not work. This is fun. And my idea really now is that these trees will, I'm just coming behind the camera and taking a look. See, this long branch here, it's way too long. I'll get rid of that. Anything that's sort of going laterally too long, I'm just going to cut back. And I'm hoping after a good year this year, I am really hoping that these have an excellent growing season and really put on some girth on the trunks and some nice branching, lots of leaves. And if you're one of my regular viewers, you'll know I did prune this earlier in the year, and I was pruning for ramification and stuff. But since then I've thought about it, and you know, bonsai's always evolving, and we can have one idea, and the beauty of it is we don't have to stick to that idea. As things change and our ideas on the overall design change, then we can prune, we can wire. As I say, this one is coming out anyway, but I'll cut it down just for that sort of effect. I think it's looking good. I've got a branch low down here, and it's too low. I don't want any of these trees to have low branching. I want the whole bottom section of it to be clear. So anything with any branching too low down, I'm just removing. I like the idea that it's kind of a maple forest that you can walk through with your dog. I don't have a dog, but if you had a dog. So even this one here, I think I can leave that. No, I'll still remove even this one here, because I don't want anything coming from too low down. The idea is all of the trunks are going to be visible, with all the branches and leaves higher up. If you think in the same way that I'm thinking, it all looks good, except for this one. And it's just too far across that way. I think this needs to be pulled over in this direction. And I'm going to do that with a wire. I was going to use a wire, but I found this old piece of washing line, which will do the job just as well. This pot's got sort of these legs at the bottom, which I can tie around. So I'll just tie a knot around the base like this. So this rope is attached nice and tightly around that foot, and I can just pull this rope around, wrap it around the top of this. In fact, I'll weave it in between these trunks here, and then just pull that across into slightly past the position I want it. Which is there. That gives it a chance to spring back a bit. And I'm just wrapping that rope around, just like that. Then I'll just tie it. Now some people would say that this is a really ugly way of doing the job, but it'd be a bit neater with garden wire, but I've not got any garden wire at the moment, and I don't want to waste aluminium wire doing something like this. That a piece of rope will do the job nicely. Oh, that's much better. I've just put wound sealant on all of the cuts, and from this view that I've given you here, there is an option of possibly replacing this tree with a thicker tree. What do you think about that? Let me know if you do the same. You know, I could, because I'm definitely replacing this one, but perhaps the image will be a bit more powerful with a thicker tree coming up here. I've got a few to choose from, so I can definitely do that. But yeah, I'm happy with that. It was only a quick video that, because just a bit of pruning really, but I just thought I'd keep you up to date with what I'm up to. As always, thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.